Hey guys, I'm Dan.
I'm Bob.
And I'm Spencer.
And this is the Board Game Rundown, now with bad audio and without Tim.
Yes, the insurrection has worked.
Yes.
Tim was sus. He had to go.
Yep.
The recount didn't change anything.
Nope. He was the imposter. So, today, Board Game Rundown, like usual, we're going to do news. We're going to... I know, hold on. I know. We're going to do...
I'm taking your place.
I know. I'm doing this on purpose.
Okay.
We're going to do news. We're going to cover some Kickstarters that we find interesting or exciting that end soon, maybe even before the show is out. Whoops.
Oops.
And then we have another episode of the Jargon Bin. But first, we always start the show talking about games that we have played in the last week, which this time it's actually the last 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So we'll try to keep our list short.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah. And rip that page out.
Yeah.
And rip that page out.
I've only
Call
got
it a
3.
little bit.
Yeah, okay. Well, you just run down all yours.
Yeah, go
really
ahead, run
quick.
them down. Go for
Okay.
it.
Well, we played Quacks of Quedlinburg.
Nice.
Great game.
Yeah.
Yep, great game.
Do you recently own it?
I don't own it.
Okay,
I
you
played my
played
copy.
it? You
That's
played
when we
with
went and
yours.
played in my house.
And what was
Okay.
the other one we played? It was Marvel, or was it?
No,
No, it was DC. It was DC Deck Builder.
That was a
Oh
Tim
my
special.
God, that was so
DC
long
It
ago. I
was so
forgot
long
about
ago.
that.
Yeah.
I know.
It was right after filming last time. We went back to my house and we played.
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
I forgot about
So
that.
we played those two, and then on
I had
my
a
own,
really bad day that day, man. I had the unluckiest freaking Orleans. I know,
Yeah.
I'm going to purposely say Orleans. Then I had the unluckiest Quacks of Quedlinburg, and then I had a horrible game of DC Deck Builder. Like, I felt bad from them having to be in my presence by the other night because I was miserable.
We felt bad for being
yeah,
in
yeah.
his presence.
I was
that's
literally sitting there
true.
like, I am defeated today.
Yeah.
Like, I went home to Catherine and just like, just the worst luck on the planet. So, yeah, I forgot about that stuff.
Yeah.
Fun stuff, though. Quacks, still a great game.
Mm-hmm.
when you mention it like that, I haven't won a single game in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool. So that was
I've done
two
well.
of
That
them.
was 2 of them. And the third one, I played Ticket to Ride Märklin.
Anyway, what did you play? Märklin, isn't that the one that's like insanely hard to find?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's
Lucky
the difference
you.
in the Märklin one? Is it just like a...
It's
It's
Germany.
similar to
Okay.
there
But-
is Ticket to Ride Germany, which is similar to Märklin.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But
I've never played the
not.
Ticket to Ride Germany one. And since they all have a specific mechanic, the Märklin mechanic is passengers. At the end of when you lay down a route, you may choose to take one of your 3 passengers and put it on either location. And each location has little chits that tell you how many points they're worth. And at some point, whenever you want, you can have a passenger go through lines and pick up all the points as you go.
It's a very highly regarded one, which is partly why it's so hard to find.
Yeah.
So does it suffer from the no hand size mechanic?
Well, it's Ticket to Ride. So.
But I tried that.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Did not work.
Okay. how much did you make the hand size though? 'Cause it has to be a pretty big number. It has
I
to
was
be like
15,
20 or 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it just didn't make it big enough.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
7.
remember what it was.
Crap, I can't make this
Yeah.
10 road.
That was exactly my problem. My route required me to have a 7 and a 6 right after each
Ooh,
other.
Sure,
yeah.
sure.
And of course, my daughter
That's what I'm
ganked
saying.
me.
In Ticket to Ride, obviously the hand size has to be huge,
Has to be
right?
huge,
Like,
yeah.
Sure.
Like
Not a
insanely
typical-
bigger than normal.
Right.
But I still just think a hand size
would help.
We'll see.
What
We'll see.
happened? What ended up happening was we never actually, or not very much, reached the hand size limit because every time I got close to it, my daughter would take the route I needed, and I'd be like, "Well, what am I going to do with all these
and
black
Märklin,
things?"
Märklin is a little closer
It is.
than, because I've seen the board. It's a little closer than like the Great Lakes one that I play and stuff. So, but yeah. Anyway, that was your 3
So
games.
those are my 3.
Nice 2 games. You
Well, I did, since we were home for a couple weeks, I played a lot of Axe and Allies online.
man, that's cool if you could play online with people.
Yeah, it's $20 for the game.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is pick it up and we could play.
Oh, I meant you could play other games with people
That's true too.
sometimes.
Like Spirit Island, I played that online,
Dang it.
and that was a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite games,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be in
Who'd
a
you play
little bit
with?
of my news. Myself.
oh, okay. It's
yeah.
solo.
They
Oh,
have, yep, you can play
okay.
it solo.
What
You can
did
play
your
it
mother
online,
tell
too.
you about playing with yourself?
Oh,
yes,
boy.
yes, I'm broadcasting out there for everybody. I did it quite a bit.
Cool story, bro.
Evil High Priest.
You fly that free
Nice.
flag.
Yeah. We checked out the Black Goat. Finally wanted to play something
Oh
new.
yeah, is that
Oh,
that's
nice.
just the other side of Cthulhu, right? That's the
I think
that's
so.
the initial one. I
Yep,
think.
yep. But that was a lot of fun. That was a super close game.
Nice.
But it was great. I played Quacks 5 times in the
Oh,
past 2
wow.
weeks. So yeah,
It's a great game.
It's a great game.
I don't like it as much as Taverns yet. But It's
Right.
a good game.
Yeah, but it's like, you get those fancy bits and the little clink is very satisfying.
It is. It is.
And
Sure.
you got to
The
get that
tile.
cost per play down.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're already in the negatives at this point.
No,
but
not yet. Not
Um,
yet. It's what you do if you go per player.
I want to guess his next game. So his next game is going to be called The Blank of Blank. So we had the Taverns of Tiefenthal and the Quacks of Quedlinburg. So we're going to have I'm going to say like the monsters of New York, or it's gonna be something like that. It's gonna be like a city, and it's gonna
Okay.
be like a monster.
So say
That's what I'm
if you
saying.
were gonna come up with a name for a game and you had to use just one word to come up with a name for a game, just one,
Yes.
what would you think I played?
Oh, you?
Yeah.
You?
Oh, this is an actual game you played. You're saying?
Just one.
Oh, that's 2 words.
I know.
I was never gonna win that.
I know you weren't. It was
I
set up
see
that way.
what you did there.
Just one.
So yeah, we played a bunch of
fantastic
Just One. Great party game. Played at Thanksgiving.
Yep.
I got to play Catan Starfarers.
He was
Great
just, He
game.
was just looking at buying.
I
that.
was just-
and then he
it's
saw
so
the
good.
price
And then I
tag.
saw the price.
Yeah, I got it for Christmas last year.
Oh,
so I got
man.
lucky. Yeah.
I tried to put it on my Christmas list, and it's not available where I was looking. I didn't realize it was
Oh.
available at my friendly local game
Always
store.
look at your
always look
at your friendly local
FLGS.
game store.
That's right. And smartphone. I got
Nice.
to play.
Who could have guessed? So you all had good picks except one. That's kind of crazy.
Did you play anything, Dan?
I did.
Ticket to
I played
Ride?
a couple,
Dan.
actually, I kind of did another nice. So I played a couple new games that we had just
Ooh.
bought, and I actually got. I think it was just one. I got one more Shelf of Shame game.
good.
Nice. What
Because
was that?
it was a tiny game. So that was Twilight Squabble,
Never heard of it.
which is a tiny 2-player card game that
Okay.
is like a Twilight Struggle.
Okay.
Right? It's the Cold War.
Cold
One
War.
person's
Yeah.
America, one person's Russia,
Mhm.
or whatever, And I don't know if they have better names that aren't terrible. But and so yeah, it's very I don't know what to say. It's the game takes place in 4 rounds, and each round has 3 cards stacked on top of each other, like pandemic style, right? Where you like put the 3 because you draw 3 cards at the beginning of each turn. So once you play the game enough, you will know exactly which 3 cards the opponent has in their hand. The thing is, you play them all face down in different positions. Like I'm putting this one to this track, this one to this
Right.
track, and I have one in my hand for counters, and you have to guess which one. So the opponent's going to want to win this track. They'll probably put the higher card
Right.
here, and so it's really just guessing your opponent's card
Yeah,
placement and playing.
playing the opponent.
That's the whole game.
Mhm.
And then whoever has the thing on their side at the end of the game wins.
Mhm.
But if you go all the way and you win too much, you cause the nuclear explosion, you will instantly lose the game, just like Twilight Struggle.
Right.
So it was okay, for being a maybe 10-minute little 2-player card game. It was okay,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it for the most part.
Right on.
I have to mention, because I would be yelled at if I did not, that we played Lords of Hellas. My mom asked to play again.
Oh, yeah.
Because
nice.
I said
Very nice.
I said I taught her, and she really enjoyed it for the most part. She almost won the first time she played, and she was like, I think I can get this. I want to keep playing this game until I get better at it, right? Because I really want to introduce her to Tapestry next, but she wants
Okay.
to get
Oh.
Lords of Hellas down.
Sure.
So we played Lords of Hellas again, and she won.
Nice.
Whoa, that didn't take her long.
I'm telling
Good
you, man.
job. That's awesome.
It was close. Like the issue was Catherine had the victory in her hand, but she was turtling a monument, and she had the victory, but she wasted too many turns doing other things. If she had just started the freaking end game timer, she would have won like 5 turns ago.
Yep.
But she kept just dilly-dallying, and meanwhile, my mom and I were just conquering all this land in the south,
Right.
and it just came down to fights between my mom and I, and she had an artifact card that let her get more combat cards every turn, and I just didn't stand a
Ran
chance.
out.
I was trying. My army was better than hers, but she just had these cards, And so, yeah, I mean, good job, Mom.
Yeah. Good
I-
job.
We're moving on to a different game, I guess, 'cause you won.
Yeah.
I bought and played because Catherine, whenever she is bored at home, she pulls out her phone and she plays those match 3 games.
Oh, yeah,
freaking
Bejeweled. kind
yeah,
of
Bejeweled
thing.
is the one that always
okay.
comes to my hand, but Candy Crush is the one that's
Candy
really
Crush,
famous,
yeah.
right?
Sure.
She loves those. I hate those kind of games.
Yep.
But so I picked up Potion Explosion because
Oh,
it's
okay.
literally a
supposed to be.
board game match 3.
Mm-hmm.
And we seemed to really enjoy it. The game was super fast, super simple.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean it's a lighter game than I was hoping, but I mean that's what you're getting into when you play it. I didn't know
Right.
anything about it. I
yeah,
just knew
you're
it was a
not
match
buying
3
that
game.
for a 3-hour
Good.
in-depth.
But yeah, my sister and I were both really surprised when we were playing that like you drink the potion and they still give you points at the end of the game. We're like, oh my god, we're just gonna like every chance you get, So Potion Explosion, I taught Catherine a game of Yu-Gi-Oh. I'll just mention that really quick.
Okay.
She finally was like, just set up Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff, and I was like, yes. But
cards.
so I only have 2 decks though. I have one deck that I like actually built, and then I have an ExeCUTEtion deck, which is the cheapest thing in the world. So I just gave her the ExeCUTEtion deck, and I was like, just so you know, you're gonna win in like 5 turns. No one stands a chance against an ExeCUTEtion deck unless they build themselves against it.
Wow.
So she won. I was like, hey, you won your first game of Yu-Gi-Oh, right? And the last game, saved it for last because someone is about to give me a high five. I bought San Juan.
I was like, not me.
So I played San Juan a couple times. It's a really cool game. I still like Puerto Rico more. San
They're
Juan's
both good.
Yeah, they're both good.
good.
Yeah, they do similar things, but San Juan is much lighter, which
It
is
is.
why
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
Puerto Rico. I like the more gaminess that Puerto Rico has. But San
Oh,
Juan
yeah.
is literally like, hey, you want to do what you're doing in Puerto Rico, but just by drafting cards and like playing cards. You know,
Yeah.
that's not drafting, but like your build, like hand
Drawing.
management, I guess.
Okay.
It's tableau building.
Yes.
Okay.
By getting a bunch of cards in your hand and then your tableau building, and once you have a certain amount of buildings in front of, when someone has a certain amount of buildings in front of you, the game instantly ends and you just tally your points.
Okay.
Well, I don't remember in this one because I get its rules confused with Race for the Galaxy. But is that one you end the round when you get that?
You end that action. You
That
do not
action.
end the round. So
Okay,
like if it's my turn and I took the build action and I end the game, everyone else gets to also take their build action,
Yeah.
but then that's it. You don't finish the round. So yeah. San Juan, I enjoyed it. I just wanted a good two-player game, and it's famous for being a very good two-player game. So I
It is.
picked it up because it's pretty cheap, and we enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm not going to play it all the time, but we played it a couple times in the last week, and we got the hang of it, which buildings are better than others. And like once we introduced the expansion that came with the new edition, I don't remember what the expansion's called, but it comes with an
Oh.
expansion that adds new buildings and stuff. One of the buildings is called the Harbor. And it kind of does what the chapel does. So, you know, the chapel is the beginning of each of your turns. You can just put a card under the chapel, and those cards are just victory points at the end of the game.
Yeah.
So the harbor is that, except you put a card under whenever you sell goods. You take one of the goods you sold and put it under there.
Oh, nice.
And it's like the chapel, but more skillful. I think
Yeah.
the chapel's just really boring to me. Like, just literally
just get
free
points every
victory
round.
points every turn. To where the harbor's like you have to be
Doing
building
something.
a good engine
Right.
in order to do it. So I kind of just want to take the chapel
Well,
out and replace it with the
I
harbor.
think the difference here is as you get some stuff in your hands, that's what you need to use to build things. So if you're sacrificing that to the chapel, you have less stuff to build with.
Sure. It's
As
like, so
opposed
if a
to-
card costs 3 to build, you have to discard 3 cards
Yeah.
to build
Right.
it. That's how
Okay.
it works.
As opposed to
But,
when there's a card that's being used as a good, you don't never have access to that card. So throwing that one away is more
Doesn't
like a
hurt as
3. It
much.
doesn't hurt as much.
sure. And there's a
Right.
lot of cards you'll never need, right? Like once you have
yeah,
once you have
absolutely.
like 2 silver mines down, you'll never need an indigo mine again. So if
gosh,
you get one,
I never even liked playing with the Indigo Mines.
yeah.
It has you start with Indigo Mines in the beginning, but 9 times out of 10, I'm like, you know what? We're going to start with nothing.
Yeah.
We're just going to start
I
with
could
nothing.
see that. I could see that. Or just start with like the sugar mine or something that just like one step up so you have a slightly better engine than the indigo or something.
But at that point, the Indigo becomes useless.
That's true. I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that.
Unless you're going for the Guild Hall points.
It's
You
just that
gotta get 'em.
usually in building games, engine building, deck building, tableau building, there needs to be a kickstart at the beginning of the game or it's going to feel boring for people for the first like 5 rounds. Because you're just
Yeah.
like, you have nothing. Slowly building. Then like 5 rounds in, you're like, this game's good, which is exactly what San Juan was for me.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the game, I was like, this isn't as great as I was hoping it would be. Like, this is really slow and stuff. And then you get your engine, and literally like towards the end of the game, Kath and I were like, okay, I see why this game's good. But like you need that kickstart at the
Yeah,
beginning.
yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
why Terraforming Mars came out with Prelude, right? Like,
Yeah,
it takes
but
way
good
too
one.
long. And then they were like, here, start on turn 3.
Yeah.
And the game's much better. you
Right.
know? So anyway, that's my games I played.
Awesome.
Well, the ones that I remembered.
Right.
That's always the case for me.
Another small one. I did
Yeah.
play a bunch of Magic over the weekend.
Really?
Which was kind of
Good,
cool.
good.
Yeah, I haven't played Magic in a
Digital,
long time.
I
No,
The
a friend of mine
newest?
bought some of the Legends drafting packs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we did a little bit of drafting and built some decks and stuff like that. And it was pretty fun. And I don't know if you guys all know this, but we are under a larger umbrella, and we do have a Magic the Gathering channel, right? And so if you look
Mhm.
below, you'll find some of our other videos that have to do with Magic the Gathering. But yeah,
I
that
was-
was
I was thinking about getting my daughter into Magic Gathering, and then I
Yeah.
decided I need to be able to pay for college.
yeah. Well, hey, I mean, I bought cards back in the day for $5-6, and now they're $200, $300, $400. So buying her some cards now, by the time she gets to college,
Sometimes that works,
They might be
and
worth a bunch of
sometimes
money.
you spend $30 on a bunch of packs, and
get nothing.
the cards are worth 10 cents.
That's why it's
each.
gambling. It's fun though.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah, it's good. It's a game that I will always like Yu-Gi-Oh more, but I also will always accept Yu-Gi-Oh as a lesser game.
It is.
Yeah.
Magic is a much better made game. It is a very good game. When I sit in there and play, I'm like, this is so well designed. But Yu-Gi-Oh is so freaking fun to me, man. And yes, it's because I grew up on that cartoon,
Yeah, so you probably
and I
grew up on the
love
cartoon.
that cartoon.
Yeah.
Like I
That was that was
rewatched
after
it.
me.
I'm almost 30. And I rewatched the first season like a month ago or 2 months ago, and I was just like, "This is the dumbest thing ever," and I love it.
But you see, that's why I love Magic more because
trying to shoot me.
I played Magic in the beta.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I've grown up with Magic. I
Yeah.
was forged by it.
Right.
But
But merely adopted the
unfortunately-
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Exactly.
Did you sell your old cards?
Yes.
That is way too bad.
Oh, no. It gets
Way
worse.
too
I
bad.
have stories about this. My sister had unopened Antiquities booster packs, like 10 of them, and she gave them to someone for $50. Each card in there is now worth $50
Yeah.
at
That
least.
is unfortunate. Yeah, I started playing back in like the early '90s, so like it wasn't unlimited stuff. It was unlimited, revised, and then like I have all my
Oh,
cards. From
we
back in
hated
the
it when
day.
Unlimited came out because the value of our cards all dropped.
Yeah, we used to get so mad about dual lands. Anyway.
Okay, guys.
This is not an Magic the
This is
Gathering
Magic
show.
the Gathering
This is a board
rundown.
game.
That is our sister channel.
That's right. We'll go there and rant about.
Yeah, they're on their next episode. We just walk in from off stage.
Excuse me,
Hey,
by
by
the way, they're welcome to come in and try the board game.
That's right.
Yeah. So okay, we go to news now. Anyone have
News.
some good news? You said you have a good news.
I have one
Go
piece
ahead,
of
good
good news.
Go for it. good
Okay.
news.
I don't believe you.
Well, hopefully,
Yeah.
if you are fans of Twilight Imperium,
No, this isn't my news. Is this an
right.
expansion?
it is.
Okay.
Ooh.
Prophecy of the Kings
I heard about
expansion
this.
is
I
available
totally forgot.
as of
Nice.
November 30th.
Yep.
It adds 7 new factions,
Holy cow!
40 new systems,
Yep.
Wow.
something called a hyperplane, which is a new obstacle to get around, and 2 more players. Now you can play up to
Yep.
8.
Wow.
Now you can play up to 10 hours.
Wow! I just got invited
Oh,
to a big game of this.
10 hours officially. We're talking more
I
than that.
doubt it because you've never played before, right?
I played Twilight.
Oh, you have. For some
Okay,
reason, I
okay.
thought you had.
Yeah, I played a few
Okay.
times.
Plus-
Not with any of the local people. It's usually at cons.
Plus, we now have leader cards. So it was asymmetric before.
Yep.
It's getting even more
I
asymmetric.
love it.
I like it.
Actually, that's the thing I'm most excited about.
Me too.
The leader cards.
Well, the extra players is awesome too, but I mean, it's almost never going to happen. But I
It's
just
too many players.
people
Yeah,
people
it's a lot.
complain about this at all. I always like when they add extra player expansions because you don't need it. Like people complain like they're ruining the game, and it's like you don't need it. But like some people have 6 people that they'd really like to play
Yeah.
Catan with.
Yeah.
You know, so I get it.
Yeah, and there's also mechs. So it's a new ground unit
Yeah.
Nice.
that each one has unique abilities depending on every faction.
Wow.
Yeah. No, this expansion
So
looks
this is
incredible.
it looks like a great
I
expansion.
only haven't bought it because I still have not fully played my copy of TI4 yet.
Right.
I've played like
Goodness.
half a game with it, and I've played someone else's copy, and I've played TI3 a couple times, but so I have my copy of TI4 that hasn't been fully played yet, and now I'm like, I really want this, and I'm like, but then that's another $70 that I'm never gonna play. Like, I hate it.
Welcome to board gaming.
I hate it. More people need to be willing to
Scroll
play
up.
Twilight Imperium.
The only problem I have with Twilight Imperium is the length of the game.
See, I don't even
No,
see
I
that
love-
as a
I
problem.
love
that
Nemesis,
length, 'cause I
and-
know what I'm getting into. It's
Sure,
like
and it
War Room
doesn't
or something like
drag
that.
to me.
Right. It
Yeah.
doesn't really drag.
Now, I love Nemesis,
just-
and Nemesis also can get long,
Right.
but the length that Nemesis can get to is where Twilight Imperium starts.
yeah.
Kind
That's your
of
early
true,
game. Yeah.
Kind of true. Depends how well people know the game. Yeah, my thing with
too.
Nemesis versus Twilight Imperium, honestly, because I love them both almost equally, I have never felt Twilight Imperium drag. I have felt Nemesis drag a bit. So that's really the only difference for me. I still love the game, but like there are sometimes I'm playing Nemesis and I'm like, this is going slow.
Twilight Imperium can drag if you get unlucky and someone
I
like
guess.
takes over all of your stuff.
Well,
You're like, well, now
sure.
what do I do?
And you have to worry about the APers too, because some people will just be like,
Yup.
Sure.
you're like,
Yeah.
dude, come on, attack or not? What are you
No,
doing?
that
Wrap it up.
one has the option for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, that's cool.
There we
You
go.
got news?
Yeah,
Good
I
news.
got a little bit of news. A couple of bits. So speaking of Spirit Island Digital, it's going to be coming to tablets by the end of the year. So people with iPads and other Google tablets. Tim, I know you don't have a computer, but you like playing games on your iPad.
Yep.
Spirit Island will be coming to that. And then also the Branch and Claw expansion is slated for early 2021 release
Yep.
on
Nice.
the digital, which is nice. Scythe has a complete hardcover rulebook coming out.
Oh yeah, that looks so good.
Yeah, it looks
Seriously?
really
That was
nice.
Oh.
it was a special thing that you could pre-order from the website a while ago, and it was
Yep.
like a ringed one that looked beautiful.
yeah.
Now that it's not pre-order anymore, I think it's just a hardcover.
It's just a hard,
but
yep.
it still looks incredible. It
looks
has
really awesome
everything
art,
in it:
all
the
of it's in it.
campaign, the expansions,
Yep.
and it's
It's like the
supposed to be-
Omega
Oh.
book from Cthulhu Wars.
Yeah,
but-
from all the reviews, it's like one of the best rule books ever made.
Yes.
Oh.
Yep. And then also kind of a funny little bit of news. So the publishers of One Deck Dungeon, right?
Mhm.
The Asmati games.
Yeah.
Their new Kickstarter, Good Puppers, apparently on the way to the bottom of the Pacific Ocean right now.
Oh no!
You guys hear about
It's
this? So a few days ago, there was a ship coming over to Hawaii. Lost 1,900 containers, fell into the water, and they believe that their gang was part of the damage, the collateral damage that happened, and is on the way to the bottom of the ocean right now.
Oh my god!
God! So thankfully, it's not like anachrony or anything cool like that.
Wow. There's a lot of people that disagree.
I know. But yeah, but I thought that was kind of funny and an interesting bit of news.
That's not good news, man.
It's not good news, 'cause,
Wow.
man, I feel you Kickstarter people. I have waited long times for Kickstarters and have my game
Yeah.
be so close and then just slip
And now
away
they have to
into the
restart
bottom of the ocean.
production?
And now they're going to
Oh
restart all
my
the production.
goodness.
So.
I can't imagine what I would do if any Awakened Realms game
I
just
know.
died
I know.
on the way.
It's like you're already 2 years
Maybe
late.
all that plastic will help keep it afloat.
Just give it to me.
Oh,
yeah.
all the plastic in the box keeps it up floating.
I had to watch everyone unbox Ether Fields, and now I have to do this.
But yeah, that was crazy.
So a couple things for me, a couple exciting things. First of all, the Magnus Rex Game
Ooh,
Crafter
yeah.
sale is currently
Sale's
going
on right now.
It is at a 3% discount right now, so you're already at a discount, and the more people that purchase it, the better the discount
Cheaper
gets,
it's
all the
gonna
way up
get.
to like 25% discount or some 24, somewhere around there. So yeah, go to it. The link will be in the description. Go to the Game Crafter. It's a 4X civilization building game, like the Sid Meier's kind
We
of
did
thing.
a review with the developer,
We
didn't
did.
we? Where's that? Yeah, so check that out.
It was
was
yeah, so we do have an interview. You can skip around there. I have all the annotations down there. You can skip around to the different parts of the game that interest you. Obviously, I do not have an annotation for every topic we talked about because we jump around a lot. But
Right.
if there's something that I felt was really important and was easy to timestamp, it's in the
It's in
description.
there.
So yeah, you're currently at 3% off. Go check it out. It's a cool game.
Yep.
We've been able to play half the game so
Yep.
far, and we enjoyed the experience. There were a
Yes.
couple fiddly bits, but I mean, it's a civilization.
Yeah, it's a civ
game.
builder. You're gonna have some
It's
fiddly
gonna
bits.
be fiddly bits.
That's
Yeah.
just how it works.
And the other thing, guys, my mind was blown. Do you know the name Adam Kwapinski?
No.
I have heard the name.
Of
Adam
course you have heard the
Kopinski.
name. Do you know
Sounds-
why you've heard the
Why
name?
have I heard the name?
Because he designed such hits as Nemesis and
That's
Lords of Hellas.
Why I've heard the name.
He designed Nemesis and
Yes.
Lords of Hellas. Spoiler alert. Top 5 games right there. It's also being made by Board and Dice, who made the Teotihuacan. And
Oh,
the-
yeah.
Oh
those
yeah,
games.
yeah. That's a good one.
So him
Yeah.
and them
Wow.
are coming together
I'm
to make a game called Origins First Builders that is a civilization building game. And it's like, it
Oh.
looks like the art for this game. Please, Jeff, put this art up. It's like this beautiful, like, I don't know what to say, like this normal looking, like kind of older city or whatever. Not old, but like, it's not super modern. It's like this
Like
city.
Victorian
but then there's
kinda,
like
or
this.
Like a...
I honestly, it's beautiful.
Okay.
Well, that's all
It's
you
just-
need to
it's
know.
just beautiful.
It's a beautiful city, but then in the background is like this robotic alien-looking pyramid with like lights coming off of it, and
Ooh.
it's like, hold on. This game looks incredible, guys. A civilization building game made by the Lords of Hellas Nemesis guy, brought by the Teotihuacan people,
Yeah.
and about mixing like time periods.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna have to check
What
that
is this
out.
thing called?
Origins.
Origins.
First Builders.
Ugh.
Please look this out. I think it's
Alright.
supposed to be coming next year sometime.
Good,
But,
because I have to back other things and
Yeah,
need my
yeah.
wallet to recover.
Yeah.
oh
I'm
man.
gonna take a little quick
Yeah.
note here.
I'm telling you, I just like saw this on like
Mm.
some website and I was like, that cover looks awesome. And I clicked on it and I was like, everything makes me happy about this game.
Oh, Dan.
Yep.
I want to make a quick little mention. It's not quite news yet, but it will
Ooh.
become news.
Future news.
Hopefully
I love it.
soon.
Yeah.
Days of
Future
Future
news.
News.
Is from Awakened Realms.
Oh.
They have started the first one they're going to do on GameFound.
Oh, yeah.
ISS Vanguard.
Yep.
They have started sending out copies for people to review and for people to unbox.
Ooh,
I was unable to get us a
nice.
copy.
Uh,
It will be coming soon.
yeah. I'm excited about that one.
I will say, I don't love the look of this one, actually. I'm sure I'll love it because I've loved every Awakens Realm game that I've played.
Right.
But I don't love the look of this one, so I honestly, if you guys want to prove yourself to me, just send me a copy, I guess. and
show him.
see,
You
yeah.
better show him.
We'll see what I think, But yeah, I honestly, I don't know why. I look at the game and I'm like, why don't I love the look of this? And I don't know. I'm sure I'll love it. We'll talk about it once we get it.
I do love the look of it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
A lot of
Ticket
people
to Ride.
obviously do.
Yeah.
Did you say it's no ticket to
no,
ride?
I said I like Ticket to Ride. So.
I was like, you shut your mouth. Okay,
That's
so
funny.
Kickstarters, guys.
Yeah.
How many do you have?
I have one and an honorable mention.
Okay.
I have two.
I have kind of two, but I think they're both going to be done by the time this episode's out. So sorry, but honestly, these are the two that interested me on Kickstarter.
Well,
So-
since you have one, how about you start off?
Sure, thanks. So for my one Kickstarter, I was looking at this IP. I really love the show. I haven't read any of the comics yet, but the show is amazing.
Oh, The Boys.
It's called The Boys.
Oh,
This
nice.
is going to hurt. The board game. It's for 1 to 5 people, competitive. Take on the role as a CIA agent, trying to take down Homelander. Right?
Oh my.
You're going to use blackmail, bribes, and brawn, and sometimes a little compound V to try to recruit from over 80 characters. There's a $60 retail version where you just get standees. There's a $100 deluxe where you get minis, plus you get a 120 millimeter Homelander bust. Yep, that looks pretty cool. Which is, I mathed it out, about 4.7 inches.
And this is all the comic art.
It's all the comic.
show.
Yeah, it's not the TV show.
very
It's the comic
nice.
book, but they look similar. They did a pretty good show casting because they
Yeah,
do look
sure.
somewhat similar. But yeah, the unfortunate thing is the $60 version doesn't come with any of the stretch goals, and it's only the deluxe version that comes with the stretch goals. And then some of the stretch goals will include some of the characters that aren't included in the base game. Of course.
Well, they know how to
But-
make money.
Some of the
That's
most
right.
beloved characters, like a Starfire. What's her name?
Yeah, Starlight
Starlight.
and
Not
Lady
Starfire.
Maeve.
I've only seen the first season.
It's so good. See, even the second season was awesome. There's so many just like
Yeah.
moments, Yeah, I love it.
Okay, I'll go ahead and say one really quick. So the first one I'll talk about is, you know what? I'm gonna re-mention Asking for Trobils because it's still on.
Tribbles.
Yeah,
Tribbles.
I was waiting for that.
That was for Tim.
It has, yeah. May
R.I.P.
he rest in peace. So Asking for Trobils worker placement game. I talked about it a lot last week. If you want more information, check out there. But it's basically everyone can go to every spot and you just push people's workers off back to their hands because you have to take an action to take all your workers back, kind of like the sentry mechanic where you have to play a card to get all your cards back, that whole thing. And you have this cool ship upgrade mechanic where as you go to actions, you'll get more and more stuff you can do at each spot. You're almost upgrading your character board that upgrades all the worker spots on the board, right? Just a cool game, and the biggest thing for me is the sense of humor and stuff that goes in this game, like all the ships. By the way, I
They're
figured it out.
spoofy.
Yeah, like there's I said them last week, but there's the Razor's Edge, right? Or the Blade's Edge instead of the Razor's Crest from Mandalorian. There's the Centurion
R.I.P.
Hawk instead of the whatever. And then I found it out, by the way, I mentioned last week that there's clearly a blacked out picture, like a who's this Pokemon? Like one of those
right,
things.
yeah.
It's like a ship that's upcoming, and it's clearly the DeLorean in its flight mode. It's
yeah.
called the Zemeckis.
Okay.
I knew its name was something, so that's what it's called. That also obviously gives it away.
Right.
But the game just looks incredible. Like, oh my God, you're gonna have the DeLorean, the Millennium Falcon, and like the Enterprise all fighting over this board. Please give me this game. That's so awesome.
Expansion going to come with a TARDIS or something.
Yeah. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, there is. There's. Oh! Yep, you just remind me. It's called the Trobus. I can't remember what it stands for, but TROBAS, and obviously it's an acronym being like, please don't sue us or something, probably.
Nice.
But,
Right, yeah.
And by the way, the people who made Asking for Troubles, I did mention this last week, also made Rise of Tribes, which is a pretty well-regarded game,
Okay.
and The Dwellings of Everdale, which is another pretty well-regarded
Yeah.
game. So,
So they got their board game chops already.
yeah,
So
exactly.
it's-
And I mean, this is a reprint, so people have already played and like Asking for Troubles anyway. This just comes with some expansion stuff. But yeah, that's my first one again. It looks so good, guys. Check this out. It only has 4 days left as of recording, so hopefully you
Watch
checked
for
it
the
out.
Light Pledge.
Hopefully. Check out the
Pledge Manager.
Pledge Manager when it
Exactly.
becomes available.
That's what I did.
Actually, I missed out on Kapow because
Oh, no.
I apparently
You
fell
fool.
asleep.
Who does
And
that?
I missed
Yeah.
out. And so now I'm like, I
Look at
gotta
my eyes.
see if I can,
Don't sleep.
gotta see if I can't get into the Pledge Manager and grab
Yeah.
one more copy. So I went with two that are from new developers, so they're not
I really thought you said
names.
nude.
I mean, yeah, for a second I did too,
Yeah.
and I was
Nude
like,
developers.
interesting. All right, it's
Mm.
ballsy.
So the first one is from a group, Mighty Dynamo. It's called Meta Olympia.
No, I didn't see this one.
No.
All right, well, it probably because it just came out.
That
It
checks out.
doesn't start until January, or doesn't finish until January 3rd. It's 2 to 4 player. It's about 45 minutes long, and it's about $50. It's a deck building, dice based game where you are playing as soccer players on Mars.
Okay.
You will have a roster, and you have different characters that you will go through. Each one has their own abilities, so you're building your own team. So asymmetric right there. You also will be getting tactic cards, so you're going to try to change the tactics you're using to try to counter what tactics your opponents are using. You have a preseason thing, and then you have the tournament, so 2 phases of the game. So you're preparing things, and then you're going through playing your cards and everything for the second part. Says here we have... The goal of the game is to gain prestige, so you get sponsors. The better you do, the more sponsors want to back you.
Sure.
That makes sense. It's also modular, so every time you play, the board game itself will be changing around.
So is this more tactical or more casual?
I think it's a little bit of both. It looks like it's
Sure.
a good
It's a
blend
casually
of the two.
tactic game.
Hey, tactically casual.
I mean,
that
if
would
it
be
really
my
is
tactically
company's
casual,
name.
yeah.
If I were to have a board game company, tactically casual.
I like it.
Tactically casual.
Yeah.
If it is really only 45 minutes and not 45 minutes per player.
I'm just wondering, from the description, it sounds more tactical leaning.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen the pictures and stuff. So.
Well, actually,
Right.
the art is quite nice. They got some real good graphic designers in there to work on the art for this. And the minis are metal. So metal minis.
Interesting.
However, there are no stretch goals because he just wants to make the game.
Have the game. Yeah.
Sure, passion project kind
Yeah,
of
it's
thing.
a passion project. Plus, he did include an art book if you want to. I guess that could be your.
Also leans towards passion project.
Yep. Yep. So I just thought I would give the shout
Cool.
out to Meta
Yeah.
Olympia.
Sure.
Cool.
I'll check it
know.
out.
Look into it. What was the other one?
You
You
have
had?
another one?
Back to you. Go ahead and do your honorable mention.
Honorable mention. Okay, I really want to say this one just because I want Jeff to put the picture up on the screen.
Nice.
And it's freaking adorable. It's called Cat Knights by Blood Carrot Knights, and it's basically they're just minis that you
Yeah.
can use for other things.
I
But
saw
there's
the
all these like
picture.
amazing cats with like
Oh, that's great.
armor and weapons, and you could use them for like Dungeons and Dragons, or you can substitute them in for board games. I mean, right? Because that's gonna represent your character or whatever. But yes, they're freaking cute. If you can see them here,
Is there a
meow,
pre-painted
swords.
option?
I didn't look
Because
to see if there's a
they
pre-
look awesome.
Yeah, they
but
look
they're
pre-painted.
painted.
Yeah, they
So-
look way cool, but it could just be something that's just outside my range of capabilities.
Sure.
So I can replace all the aliens and Nemesis with little cats.
Yeah,
Do
exactly.
it.
Because they started to do that, right? They have like some of the cat alien ones. Did you get that expansion? Where they have
oh,
like
yeah,
they look
yeah.
like the cats have been like infected, right? And they've got like
Oh.
alien bits bursting out of them. And
I
stuff.
have the expansion coming
Okay.
when lockdown comes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
When lockdown comes?
When lock-
Oh,
no,
so that
so
won't be
we'll see it in
till
a year or two.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
December.
while. It's gonna be a while.
December next year.
Yeah. Okay, so my next one, this is not a very Dan game, but the art in this game is just stunning to me, and the price is incredible, and that is Creature Comforts.
Yes,
I
I was
saw
looking
that
at
on there.
this
Yeah.
one.
So, dude, the first time I saw that board, I was like, "Oh my god, that's beautiful!
Yeah,
Why
it
do I
is.
like that board so much?" But and then yeah, it's like the Kickstarter deluxe price is $47.
Wow.
That comes with all the upgraded bits and everything that are like great looking. $47. That's
Damn.
incredible.
Yeah,
I
that's
might
really good.
back this one just because they deserve the money for being so nice.
Yeah.
you
But it
know?
only has something like 4 days as of this filming.
Yes, it also has 4
Yeah.
days left. Yeah. Hey, I hinted at the beginning of the episode that maybe some of them were only gonna have a couple days left. Yeah, that's both mine.
Yeah, both of them. They'll have no days left.
Yeah, correct.
So when you watch this, just go straight there.
Yeah, there'll be a link to Kickstarter
Yeah.
right there.
I will say, Asking for Troubles will definitely have a late pledge.
Yes.
Hopefully this one does.
Hopefully it does.
This one is made by Kids Table Board Gaming, who have kind of made a name for themselves with making really good, pretty games.
Mm-hmm.
The two that really came to mind for me was they made Fossils, which I wish I had backed.
I wish I'd backed
because
that
that
one too.
mechanic is incredible. Where
I've
you
never
like,
played it.
did you see what it is? So it's like you're moving around this board and like moving almost like a what's that like not Teotihuacan, the game with all the stacking. It's a Japanese game with all the stacking cute squares. I can't. It's a
stumped us,
famous
man.
game, man. Where it's like, and then you have to remove the square. It's like a pyramid of squares.
Oh, Mahjong.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
Mahjong.
like
Oh my god.
I was like, wait,
Whoa.
what?
I could not think of that
You
freaking
had me
word.
on Teotihuacan.
So
Like,
it
what?
looks like you're like moving around this board, removing tiles like Mahjong style. But the
Okay.
thing is, it has this weird 3D contraption where you like there's holes in it, and you put a bunch of like little bone pieces in this thing, put this other piece over it, turn it upside down, like shake it, and they all end up in different random holes. Flip back over, put all the pieces on top, so you
I
don't know
like
where the
that.
pieces are, and then pull the thing out.
Nice.
And so you're digging, and you
Oh.
don't know where all the bones are, and you're
Wow,
literally digging.
that's
It's this,
super
It's
interesting.
incredible looking. Yeah,
Yeah.
genius. And then they also made Wreck Raiders, which has
Okay.
a really good name for itself as well for a lighter family game and stuff. But so anyway, Creature Comforts is 1 to 5 players, coming out December 2021. I said everything else, and this is interesting. So it's a very family weight worker placement game where you can't cut anybody off. Like everyone can go everywhere. The main mechanic on this game is everyone has 2 dice that are their color. So if I'm red player, I have 2 red dice, and I roll them on my turn. And then whoever first player is, which gets the worm token. Freaking love this. Early bird gets the worm. Genius little,
Nice.
genius little family weight little thing.
Right.
But they roll 3 white dice, which everyone uses. So on my turn, well, everyone simultaneously just puts all their workers out. Every action is numbered with dice, like Alien Frontiers kind of thing or something. And then on my turn, I take my 2 red dice and the 3 white dice, and those are my numbers I have to play with this round. And I just put all the dice out where I can activate. Anyone who can't activate gets a lesson learned token, which is like a little bandage, and that lets you edit dice later, so you can change them to a number you need and stuff like that. And that's mainly it. You're just collecting, comforts, I think is what they call them, like socks and like
Wow.
warm milk, and like you're just collecting stuff like that, and you're getting special bonuses from travelers that change every round, and you're going through the seasons which change the actions. Just a family weight worker placement game that, for the price and for the prettiness of it, it looks incredible.
Yeah.
So that's Creature
Cool.
Comforts.
Yep.
Interesting.
All right. Well, I have one more. Another new developer. The developer's name is, I think it's Nomic. Don't know how to pronounce it. It's called ExeCUTEtion.
Oh, I did see this
You
one.
did see this one? Okay. So it's definitely lighter weight.
Sure.
It is basically a party game. 2 to 6 players. The idea is you're trying to kill each other using these cards that are just really adorable versions of murder.
My favorite kind.
Sweet. Yeah,
Absolutely.
right.
Like drowning and being burned at the stake. And they're just really adorable cards.
Yeah.
The idea...
You sure make it
Adorable.
sound like it.
Yeah.
So the idea is everyone's going to play cards in front of their other players, and if you get 3 of the same kind...
Like 3 drowning.
Yeah, if you get 3 drowning, then you have a death, and the first person to get 3 deaths ends the round. Then you have this little wheel that has numbers along it going across every kind of death. You roll the die, and that death goes on top, and that's how you determine how many points each death is worth.
Oh, okay.
And the person who has the most or the least points wins the round.
Sure.
Okay.
So I don't know what to think about that. I'd have to try it out because it kind of says, well, I don't know if these deaths are going to be worth anything.
Well,
or
because you
not.
want other people to die, not you. So you want to have the least amount of deaths.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I could be throwing down a bunch of drowns on someone and find out later they're only worth 1 point. And then one
because
person...
you don't find out the
you
points
don't know how many
until
points
the
until
end.
the end.
Oh.
Now,
I
that
wonder-
makes it really hard to
suck.
strategize.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I wonder if maybe it'd be easier to roll a dice, do the points, and then play the round. But I don't know. I haven't
But
tried it out
check
yet.
it out.
It's
Sure.
just
check it
you're
out.
just drawing cards from a deck, though, right?
Yeah.
I assume so. I mean, if you know the way that you're gonna win, though, it just becomes luck based at that point.
But you
where-
have other cards. Things like Nail in the Coffin. If there's a 2 on something, and I don't have that kind, I can use Nail in the Coffin and finish it off.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Or I
That's
can
a clever name.
I can use a Ghost and say, nope, that one doesn't kill me. I come back.
Okay.
And so there are all these little special cards that come back and mess the game up a little bit.
Right.
But if you use the special cards, they can be worth positive or negative points.
Hmm.
So it's a fun little game.
Yeah, interesting.
What's the price
Yeah, what kind of
range?
price
Do you
range?
know that?
$34 or $24. So it's
Okay.
not an expensive game.
Sure.
And
It's not a deluxe game for $47.
Yeah. What's the deluxe version like?
yeah, deluxe. Huh?
I didn't think that there was a whole bunch of
Stretch goals.
stretch
and stuff.
goals or things
Right.
like that. But there was a way how you could spend a little bit more money. It was like $3 and get a random signed card.
Oh, okay.
And you get little stickers that go with it. So you can have, cute little I
Murder
got
stickers.
drowned murder stickers.
Yeah.
Oh, those cute little murder stickers. I love them.
That's it.
Okay, guys, that's
Cool.
Kickstarter.
Kickstarters.
Check those games out if they sound interesting to you,
Right.
especially my 2 that will not be available
Right.
by the time you see this.
Board
Okay.
game rundown bump.
So, next on our to-do list, we are going back to the Jargon Bin. I believe this is episode 4, but I'm just going off memory, so it's either 3 or 4.
This is the
Could
first time
Three?
I've been on
Editor
the Jargon
says
Bin.
it's 3. That sounds
4.
good. I don't know.
Welcome to episode of the Jargon Bin.
This number. Yeah. Okay, so guys,
Yeah.
I have written down 4 terms here that we use very openly and easily. Let me see. Oh, you know what? Actually,
I sure hope we know what these mean.
I
I do
changed
too.
it
Because
I
he didn't
changed
tell
it
us
this time.
beforehand.
Putting
We're
us on the
doing
hot seat.
5 today. We're doing 5 today. So I'm going to start with a nice, easy one. We did it today, and I might have done a little wink, wink moment to the camera when we said it because we were going to cover it today. Guys, people probably see this on Facebook and Reddit and stuff all the time, the BGG forums. And like, if my mom saw this, she'd probably have no idea what this means. Why do people keep just heading documents with FLGS? What does that mean?
FLGS.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does FLGS mean, guys?
Flags.
Flags. An abbreviation for flags.
It's someone who
So-
hates vowels.
That's right. Yeah.
But
well,
really
they wanted to buy a vowel, and they're broke. People are broke these days, so we can't buy a vowel.
Okay, well, next. So FLGS. Go ahead. Someone take it away.
Friendly local game store.
Right. So we
Yeah.
are currently in.
Our
Friendly local game store.
Yeah. So FLGS is just the store down the street that sells board games that isn't Walmart. Stuff like that, right?
Right.
The smaller shops
Not
that are
Target,
usually
The
not
ones you should be
Amazon.
patronizing.
the ones
because
the ones that are dedicated.
The ones that let
Yeah.
you buy a game off the shelf and go in the back and open it up and check it out.
Yeah.
You know,
where you will
Most of them
find
don't have that space.
not just the game that's rare to find, you'll also find its expansions. And they're the
Yep.
ones that push the industry. You need to
Yep.
be supporting them.
Yeah.
And usually you can go up to the counter and be like, "Hey guys, you don't have this game. Can you get it for me?" And they'll go, "Yep, we'll call you when it's in."
Yeah,
Right?
or like say you're watching this really cool like YouTube show and they talk about a game that just finished on Kickstarter, you didn't get a chance to back it. You can say, "Hey, there might be this game coming out. You should ask your fulfillment people if they have a copy that you could get to purchase from your local
So,
game
so
store."
Bob, which show would this be?
I think they just recently did that on that one board game rundown.
Oh,
That
yeah,
one. That's
yeah.
a good
The guy
one.
came up with these 2 great games, but unfortunately they're already over. So now you
yeah.
got to talk to your FLGS and maybe they get a copy.
maybe
for
I did
you.
that on purpose to set that up. You know what I would do?
What's that?
To Board Game Rundown? I would go subscribe and like their videos.
That's a good idea.
That's what I would do.
You should subscribe.
So
Hit the
hey,
bell.
you guys. You should do that too. I'm gonna go do that right after the show. You should do that.
you
Okay.
haven't done that yet?
So FLGS, yes. If you ever see that on a forum or something like that, they're mentioning their personal local game store, or they are pushing you to go to yours. That's
Yep.
usually what that term means. We will say it a lot. You'll see it in forums, especially a lot, because forums are always tilder. They always do that kind of stuff. They think taking one letter out of a word makes it easier to type.
It does.
Not for
that
me,
was another
man.
flags joke. Okay, so next is something that we don't say too much, but honestly, I didn't know what this was when I
Uh-oh.
first talked about
Yeah,
it.
me
I don't
neither.
think we've covered this yet
Get my
because
Google ready.
because I know we had another one that I didn't know too. But this is FOMO. People say
Oh,
FOMO.
yeah,
FOMO.
FOMO. It's real.
FOMO.
It is totally real.
Yeah, no, it's totally
Yeah,
real.
totally
Once I
real.
found out what it was, I was like, that's that feeling.
That's that, that's
Yeah.
that feeling in the pit of your stomach. That's right. You see something you want. It's the fear of missing out.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, you see that
It's
game.
how Kickstarter survives.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, that's
Now-
how Simon rakes in all their money.
I used to work selling,
Okay.
and FOMO is a major deal there.
Yeah.
Once you know what FOMO is, you can avoid it a little bit,
Right.
but it's still there.
It's still there. It
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Still there.
It doesn't always work right. It's always the scariest thing is when you're on Kickstarter and the game says never coming to retail. And then
Right.
you're
Oh,
like,
that
oh.
one.
Kickstarter exclusive.
You're like, I'm not even that interested in this game, but like, I guess if I don't like it, I could sell it later because I know it's not coming to retail.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's always this push pull with that. But yeah, so FOMO, you're gonna hear people say that. It seems to be something that like 5 years ago I never heard that term,
Right.
and now I hear it all
All
the
the
time.
time.
So someone came up with it, and they were like, "Ha and now everyone's using it.
Probably
I'm
some
a
kind of like
genius."
psychologist. or-
Well,
Yeah.
was he a genius? Because he should have demanded royalties.
yeah, well,
Yeah,
maybe he
didn't-
does.
Well, he forgot to trademark it.
Well,
He missed out on that.
You missed out.
now that we're talking about FOMO, though, I have to have a disclaimer in the description saying
Uh-oh.
that free use clause and stuff because maybe he did.
Oh, maybe he did.
Whoa.
Now we got to
Yeah.
pay him.
Yeah,
you know?
that's a bad move. But yeah, the fear of missing out, it's not just a board game term. It's something
Yep.
that could mean anything,
Anything.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, man, our restaurant has this new limited edition spaghetti that's probably really good. I really got to get to that restaurant and try
Right.
it before it's not there anymore.
Well, it's like, yeah, Panera, they make their bagels. And then, like, the doctor's office on the street constantly buys all the bagels first thing in the morning. It's like, look, if you know they're going to buy your bagels, make more stinking bagels because I'm going to
Yep.
miss out, you know?
yeah. And it fears you.
I'm
Anyway.
afraid. I'm afraid of
This is
missing
why
out.
whenever I have to make a decision that involves more than $5, if it's an on the spur moment, because that is one of the biggest things with FOMO, is it has to
Impulse.
have
Yeah.
a time limit.
Sure. Yep.
If it's an on the spur time limit thing, if someone comes up to you and says, "Look, I've only got one more hour, and then you're not going to have this option," I will automatically say, "Well, then I'm not going to do it. I'm waiting. I gotta go home and think about it."
That's the
Sure.
Jedi way.
That's how
Patience.
you fight it. Patience. Which
Dark side, baby, buy that right
we,
now.
as a society, we do not endorse patience very much.
No.
What is this word you
No.
keep saying?
Yeah.
It's another one of the jargons.
Yeah.
Next.
I don't know what that
Patents.
means.
Patience. Okay, what should I do next? This one is close to my heart. Something that you guys have maybe heard people say less said. This is more of a I'm like super in the hobby and I know a lot of things, and I'm going to talk about my Grail Games. So
Oh, yeah.
Grail Games is a term that people throw around a lot. Bob, do you have an example?
Well, for me, for a while, it was History of the World, but then they re-released it. But it's
that'll happen.
like an older, hard to find kind of game. It's out of print typically.
Yep.
It's the quest for the Holy Grail.
Exactly.
Mine
Pretty
is
obvious,
currently
but-
Dune, which of course I reprinted, but I still haven't had the chance to play it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, just the something that is insanely hard to get, whether it's just because it's overpriced and you don't want to spend the money. Like it might
Right.
be you can get it right now, but it's like that game is not worth $500.
Right.
You know, so I'm gonna wait. Or it might be something that's just impossible to find, like Ticket to Ride Märklin is a Grail game to a lot of people, honestly.
Your Battlestar Galactica. that you
Battlestar
like.
Galactica was my
Yeah.
Grail game for a long time. I wrote that down here. I was very
I didn't
lucky.
see that before I called that out.
Yeah, I was very lucky that Bob was at a convention or something,
yeah.
and some guy was selling it, and he texted me, and he was like, "Do you want me to
Oh,
pick this
somebody
up?"
was getting ready to
lucky.
put it on a trade table.
That's what it was.
And I was like, "What are you looking to get for that?" And I don't know. You want $20? All right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then Zaya is kind of one for me, and this is an example of
Ooh,
something that's
yeah.
just really overpriced.
Yeah, it's pricey. It's good, but it's
Yeah.
pricey.
As I
It's-
learned today, Starfarers of Catan.
Yep. And
Yeah.
again, these are
It's a little
examples though
much.
of.
Still in print.
Yeah, Zaya, well, it wasn't for a long time.
Okay,
And then
okay.
Zaya came back. So I could get Zaya now for the price it is supposed to be. It's just an expensive game,
Sure.
which is the same thing for Catan. They're not exactly the same thing, but
Yeah.
it's close enough.
Yeah.
It's Grail Games to us personally.
Yeah.
And then this is something that I actually have been really wanting to talk to you and Tim about lately.
Uh-oh.
I know. I'm just going to empty my heart on this show. I want some freaking Lords of Hellas expansions, man.
Oh.
They are
Oh.
impossible to find, and I
Yeah.
just want some. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, the biggest one to me is I just want the freaking 5-player expansion one. That game needs to be played with 5 players, and you need an expansion to do it. Like, the amount of times I have 5 people around that are like, let's play Lords of Hellas, and I'm like, we can't. Because
Well,
for some
you
reason
could-
the game only
Why
plays
don't
4.
you be the good host and just kind of guide the game? With
I offer that all the time. I
Okay.
actually, I'm weird, I guess. I would 100% just sit and watch people play a game for 2 hours because I find that very interesting. You know, that's why I watch board games on YouTube and stuff. Like just watching people's tactics and helping guide them around and stuff if they're new to the game. I like doing that. But yeah, why is Lords of Hellas so easy to find now and the expansions don't exist? I just want some expansions.
Some expansions, man.
Why is that so hard? I'm gonna go down to Tashi Station and pick up some Hellas expansions.
Wow.
Okay.
Maybe next season.
Yeah. Okay, next. Here, easy one, but one that when you hear it, the name might not make any sense to you. So when someone is talking about a certain game, once again, I did this one on purpose because we've been talking about Magnus Rex a lot lately.
Sure.
People might throw around the term, this is a 4X game.
Ooh.
What does that mean? That's a number and a letter.
Yeah.
Guys, that doesn't even make sense.
Algebra.
Yeah, exactly. This game involves math.
Screw that.
What does
Oh
an
man,
X equal?
I didn't still yet, but I gotta remember all 4
Yeah.
X's.
So Civilization games, Twilight Imperium is another example of
Yep.
4X. Usually, you will when you see 4X, you will see the word epic paired with it a lot. That's
Yep.
usually a hand-in-hand thing. Most people understand epic. That's 4X, but 4X goes slightly more in depth with
Yep.
its
So
meaning.
you have the expand,
Explore.
and
Exciting.
Exciting. That's right. Nailed it.
I would like to point out, I do know what the 4X's mean only because I spent so
looked
much
it up.
time around, only because I spent so much time around Twilight Imperium.
Okay.
Okay.
But I
yeah.
did also look it up and write it down
Mm-hmm.
to double check I was correct, and
feel
because
like
I figured you guys might not know.
Yeah. I got half there.
Yeah.
This is you actually got the ones that people usually forget too.
Oh,
is the-
okay.
is the
Really?
thing? Yeah, because they mean the same thing.
Oh.
Explore and expand. That you're doing the same thing.
Technically. Well, you
Yeah.
expand
Well, no,
your
expand
tableau.
is
You're
when you-
exploring space.
Usually, exploring involves like
exactly.
flipping things. Is
Correct.
what they mean, right?
Yep.
But anyway, it is in order: explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate.
Okay. It's
That is,
reaching.
that.
all
right.
So that is
we
what
get
it
it.
But aren't
means.
those all words that
Start with
an
E. Yes, yeah. 4E games just didn't sound as
Doesn't-
good.
Yeah, it sounds like some kind of a 5th edition.
Or maybe they mean 4X, EX.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 4X
Yeah,
games are
4EX.
usually big, heavier war games tend to do it a lot
Yeah.
because war involves all 4 of those things,
Yep.
and you know,
I think civilization type games really.
But they don't
have
type
to.
of-
Small World is very similar to that. It's 3X, I think.
3x.
3X.
That's like we're 2x. Is that?
sure, you just don't explore. I guess is
You
the
don't-
Yeah,
only
you
they
just
don't
don't
exterminate.
explore, but you have the others. Oh, yeah, absolutely exterminate.
exterminate.
I never played it.
Oh yeah, that's right. You haven't played it. Yeah, you just don't explore. But honestly, there's probably an expansion that lets you explore.
Actually, there
There's-
is.
Yeah,
It's
there's
called,
80
it's
billion
called Realms.
expansions. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, games where you're moving around a board, fighting each other, and
Exploring.
revealing things.
new
That,
areas.
most of those games will fall under 4X because
Yeah.
just by moving, revealing, and fighting, like you do all 4, because the exploit one is like that's like a person-to-person thing and stuff, and it's that word could mean anything. But yeah, so 4X games, guys, that's what that means. The more you know. The last one, a pretty easy one I just wanted to talk about, is Point Salad. Someone might say that game's a point salad. There's even a game now that I actually love when they do this. Like there's a roll and write called Roll and Write, and now there's a point salad called Point Salad, where you're collecting ingredients to a salad or whatever. I haven't played it. I love when games do that. If I was making games, I would totally just be like, okay, how do we make this? This is so funny. I love this. Like worker placement, and it's all about like you like run a business that like finds people jobs or something like that. I would love a game like that. But anyway, yeah. So Point Salad. What does that mean? What are you doing?
That is when most of your points occur at the end of the game in a sudden slew of, well, I got this bonus and this bonus and this bonus, and just.
I was gonna say lots of victory points from different areas.
Sure, yeah. That's saying towards the end of the game is honestly not something I hear with this definition a lot. I mean, hey, if that's your opinion on it, that's fine.
Well, usually that's the best way to count them up. At the end of the game, suddenly you're just like, oh, well, I don't really know who's winning because we haven't hit the actual,
Right.
Yeah.
I think you get all these points and you're kind of just putting them all
Yeah,
in a
exactly.
salad bowl.
Pretty much everything in the game is just to get you points.
Yep.
There is no A gets you B, which gets you C, which gets you points. It's like, no, A gets you points.
B gets
you
you
can
points.
instead do
C
B that gets you points. That's really what it is. Honestly, just it was coming to my mind, like, that's really all Ticket to Ride is, right? Every single action you take in Ticket to Ride is just to get you points.
No, you draw a card.
Well, I guess, but you're drawing cards to
get
hopefully get
points.
points.
I suppose. No, I would say
you're right. I guess
I
you're
would
right.
say
I guess you're right.
I would agree. Ticket to Ride is a point salad game, and even then, at the end of the game, you have to go through the routes, and you get a bunch of bonus points because you went through all the routes.
I haven't played it yet, but I think it was Paladins of the West Kingdom.
I haven't played that one yet either.
You will love Paladins, by the way, because
think that's a point salad
Paladins is like literally a modernization of Orleans.
Oh,
Really?
nice.
Is bag building too?
I don't know if it's bag building, but the whole thing is you have workers that can only go to certain spots matching
Locations?
their color, and they get you more workers usually, which do stuff like it's that mechanic. I don't know if it then turns into bag building or you just have a pool of workers. I haven't played it yet. Architects, I don't look at as point salad, but it's because it really leans on the worker placement thing so strong, right? It can be both, but it's definitely more worker placement.
There was one of those like Shem Phillips games that came out that was described to me as a point salad game, and I would like. I'm just trying to remember which one it was.
Yeah, so point salad is a bit more of a loose definition, but really the main thing is just everything gets you points. That's how you win the game. There is no multiple victory conditions. There is no anything like this. It's like, no, get your points. The first person to get X points, or at the end of the game, whoever has the most points wins. Honestly, one of my least favorite types of board games. I hate when it's just get points to win. I don't know. That's just me. Catherine loves that stuff.
Yeah, you like objective type games.
Yeah, she even likes when she plays games with multiple win objectives. She's just like, which one gets me points, and I'll do that. Right? Like I talk about this with Space Base all the time. It's like you could do so many cool things in Space Base. Yeah, but I'll just buy all the rocket cards. I'll just win
that's
that
how
way.
you win. Yeah.
So it's boring, but you win, I guess. So congratulations.
Good job.
I have this awesome engine here, and I have 10 points.
That's not going to work
I made
in
300
every
gold in
situation.
2 rounds.
Exactly. How many cards do you buy with that 300 gold? One.
Well, that's not going to work in every situation. Like in Dominion, if you just buy all the estates, then you're
That's
not
why
going to really
Arctic
do a
Scavengers
good
is a
job.
much better game than
Hey,
Dominion.
that is a good. That's
one?
a good opinion.
Which
Arctic Scavengers. We actually have a board game roulette
Yeah.
on Arctic Scavengers. Us playing through it.
Yeah. Because I hate when victory points are basically dead weight, right? That's the big thing.
Oh,
that, to
sure.
me, that turns me out. It's like, oh, I have this really great victory point card that just fills up space in my hand.
So you never buy that in Space Base then, probably, or only to win the game at the end.
Only to win the game, or I like to buy it so when they're on the bottom, right? So then I can replace them and put them up top and let everybody else roll my victory points for me.
Oh, sorry. I mean the cards that literally just take up a space and you can never replace them again.
No, those are end game.
Yeah.
Like once I get within like 10, 15 points of end game, then I'll buy 1 or 2 of those and just finish
My
off.
dream is to get an engine going in that game where I'm just getting like 40 money every turn.
Yeah.
And
Just
I
buy
just
all of
buy
those.
all of them. And
Yeah.
I want to see if you can get an engine in time that will work with that. You know, it's very difficult.
Very difficult.
Which is good game design. That
Yeah,
should not be
should
easy.
absolutely
It shouldn't be that easy.
But yeah, so that was 5 terms. They get thrown around a lot.
Yeah.
in our
We knew
hobby.
them.
The more you
Yeah,
know.
we knew them.
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, mostly. We missed 2 X's.
Yeah.
You missed 2 X's,
But we have the
that's
idea
fine.
down,
Yeah,
right?
you know what it is. And
And it's more
point
about the
salad
idea.
is a you know, it's a
concept.
loose term. It's a salad of points.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, concept. It's a good.
It's
good word.
delicious.
It's a great game.
It's
too.
that's a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I had to pick just one game.
Yeah.
That rhymes with concept, it'd be concept.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to say just one.
I know.
Okay, well,
Thanks,
that was a short show.
Yeah.
Jargon bins are easy. We
Yeah.
should
I
do
like the jargon bin.
We
Yeah.
should do these more
Well,
often.
that
This
was
is my
work
first time doing
involved.
the
Hey,
jargon bin.
Jeff,
I'm going to do it again.
Did you learn anything new today?
Yes. I learned that mahjong is Japanese. It's actually a Chinese game. That's what I thought.
Is it really? I'm sorry about that. I really thought I used to have.
Uncle Roger will be so mad at you.
I know. I really thought I used to have a Japanese book that talked about it. I swore, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. That's the only reason.
So
that's
we're
the
just
only
going to
reason I
refer
said that.
mahjong is an Asian
Sure.
game.
Sure.
Yeah.
My apologies. I
Yeah.
based
Don't
my
mean to be
knowledge.
rude or insensitive.
Yeah,
but,
I
you
just
know.
based my knowledge off that book I had, which I mean, they might have just been talking about. Hey, this is a Chinese game, and I just took it as that. You know? But I don't read very often.
At all.
Guys, thanks for watching. This has been the Board Game Rundown. Don't forget to check out our friends at the Board Game Mechanics.
yeah,
they're pretty okay. I listen to their stuff. They're currently going through their top 100 games of all time, and I think they are on 20 through 10 as
Yeah.
of this
Oh,
recording.
wow.
So yeah, they've been doing that for a while. Let's see, anything else that we need to plug? That was about it. Magnus
pretty
Rex
much
is in the
it.
description.
Yeah, check that out.
Check out the 2 Kickstarters that are on their way out.
Yeah, watch for that.
Go ahead and go to that page to be disappointed that you missed it.
Yeah, like, oh, 0 seconds left.
It's always a good feeling.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah. Keep a
thanks.
lookout for our next edition of the Board Game Roulette. That'll be coming out soon. We
Yep.
play Orleans.
Orleans. It was a
Yeah.
little late.
Yep.
That should not happen again. We've
Yep.
had some issues, as you can see. Tim is not here, and we've had some stuff going on.
It took us a
and-
while to dig the hole.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but it's
That's
dug
true.
now. We have another one ready to go. So the next person who goes, we're ready.
Ambiguous. That's all we have to do. So I'm just gonna say, I've been Dan.
I've been Bob.
And I've been Spencer.
Thanks for watching, guys. This has been the Board Game Rundown. We'll see you hopefully next week.
Yeah, at the end of Police Academy, everyone except one person pauses in some weird thing.
Oh, sure.
And then one person's like,
Yeah.
okay, 3, 2, 1.
I don't know what's happening.
Thanks for checking out the Board Game Rundown. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Share our videos on social media and spread the word. We publish new content weekly, including reviews, unboxing, and Let's Plays. And as always, thanks for watching.